I'm constantly talking to the people who were involved in the first one. Oh my God, what can we do with digital technology?
One of the things that has changed over the years in technology is that definitely on the first movie, you still had this notion of, well, pre-production, we're a little bit involved in that. And then there's production, and yes, we're going to shoot our miniatures.
And action!
And then there's post-production. Everybody was focused very much on post-production. Now, everything visual effects we call production, because we start really early. We have to, the moment that there's some drawings being done in the art department, we actually start building our CG sets in the computer so we can use them when Roland is shooting as backgrounds already. So this is just much more a flow that goes from the first day of pre-production until the delivery of the movie.
The technical stuff has just transformed. It's another beast altogether. And I wasn't even sure we were gonna have any sets at all. The first scene I shot was all blue screen. And I thought, wow, I wonder if this whole movie is blue screen, because you can do so many cool things. You could make anything you want happen in post.
Jake! Hell of a time to scare guys.
We're shooting 87% of the movie on sound stages, so, and maybe about 70% of that is in blue screen areas. It's just a monolithic volume of space defined by blue, with some props and moving vehicles inside.
All of our stages have like 360-degree blue screens, and sometimes we just have a couple of actors, maybe a nose of a plane, and the rest is blue screen. So you have to have something in the frame to get an idea of what your composition looks like. It's better to get this right in camera.
We got in contact with a company called Envisage, and they have a system called NCAM. The basic idea is that when you shoot something in front of blue screen, we can actually build these partial sets that we need in advance. And when we're on the set and we're shooting,
And you see Patricia's fighter flee the trap zone, and it flies toward you in 3, 2, 1, zoom!
we actually feed these computer-generated sets into the computer. And now the camera, through this new technology, always knows where it is in every single second. And when Roland looks at his monitor, he now actually sees the background behind the actor. And when the camera pans to the right, then we're also panning to the right in this computer-generated set. It works 100% in real time.
It's easy to just flutter away and you just get creative and you start seeing whatever. And then, of course, it won't match. So, luckily enough, Roland will run in and say, "Hey, you can't stand here because there's a spaceship right here." And I'm like, "Oh, of course, it's a spaceship. Let me move over to this side where the spaceship is clearly not there."
So we're able to see a lot of the CGI, the aliens, explosions, where I'm running away from basically nothing, a blue screen, and then they're putting in the alien, and it is unbelievable.
It's not a complete kind of picture of what it'll look like in the end, but it gives you an idea of what's going to happen and how it's all going to look, which is extremely helpful when you're working against blue screen and you're trying to imagine what's going on all the time.
It's so good.
It's really funny.
Yeah. What a great take to end on, man.